Session 8, floor systems. So the floor of your home, your green home, has a pretty significant impact on the performance of that home. And it relates to some of the earlier topics we've talked about. In particular, it relates to thermal mass and insulation. If you have a concrete slab, there are things you need to do to make sure that the slab doesn't detract from the performance of the home. If you have a timber floor, not a floating timber floor, but a proper suspended timber floor, then you'll need to make sure that it's sealed and insulated. So again, it doesn't detract from the performance of the home. For example, if the concrete slab is in a house in a cold climate, up to 80% of the heat through the floor can be lost simply through the edge of that concrete slab. Similarly, if you have a concrete slab which extends beyond the walls, it might be out to a patio or a deck or something, and sun is shining on that, you can actually get unwanted heat gained through the edge of the slab. And that's why a lot of green homes have insulation around the edge of the slab to really stop that heat loss. It also makes a difference whether the slab is poured on the ground or on what are commonly known as waffle pods. Waffle pods provide a degree of insulation from the slab, and what that is important for, again in a cold climate, the concrete will usually sit at around the average temperature for that region. So if the annual average temperature for a region is 13 degrees, then that's roughly what the ground will sit at a metre under the slab. If the concrete is straight on the ground, then the concrete is going to be closer to that, say, 13 degree temperature. If the concrete is sitting on waffle pods, there's much less connection with the ground, and therefore, if it's warm inside, the concrete slab warms up and it's insulated from the coolness of the ground. So you really need to have some smarts around that, because sometimes in some locations you want that slab to be connected to the ground and as cool as possible, so it keeps your home cool. In other areas, and particularly when it's colder, you actually want that slab to have a bit of separation from the ground so that it doesn't constantly suck the heat out of your home. There are a few ways of insulating the edge of the slab, ranging from at the time the slab is poured, or more commonly in our experience as a retrofit after the slab has been poured and just going around the exposed edge and backfilling later on. And typically there are hard kind of insulation products like polystyrene that make the difference there. There are now a range of products to help seal and insulate under a timber floor, ranging from hard expanded polystyrene products that fit between bearers and joists through to film type products, a bit like the sisolation sort of blankets that go around homes. These can also be suspended under floors as well. And the usual rules apply. They need to be properly specified and properly fitted to be effective. They really want to try and stop air movement through that floor system, and also heat loss and gain. Whatever type of floor you have, it really is worth putting some consideration into the design and the sealing and the impact of that floor on the home. Too often we spend a lot of time thinking about the walls and the roof, which is right, but don't forget that a floor system can have a significant impact on the livability and comfort of your green home.